So beautiful people, a couple of weeks ago, Max Holloway revealed to us his secret weapon for this camp to beat Conor McGregor. Listen, this is very, very interesting actually. Let's get into it, Max Holloway brought in for sparring for this camp none other than the former welterweight champion of the world, Jack Della Maddalena. Now, the man is an incredible boxer, switches stances at times, can fight very well, orthodox, southpaw. And I believe this will serve Max, but not because of Conor's style, and I'll tell you why. The reason why it will serve Max is because it's giving him elite looks, elite striking looks from bigger men. Jack is bigger than Conor. He is a true welterweight. The man never fought at lightweight. Conor used to fight at featherweight. But most importantly, who's Conor sparring for this camp? Who's Conor has been sparring for the last 8 years since he had his last UFC win over Cerrone. Isn't it crazy? Conor McGregor's last win in the UFC was nearly 8 years ago versus an aging Donald Cerrone. So after his last win, who has he been sparring? Well, I'll tell you who. Guys who we have never ever heard of. And that's the problem with Conor, It's like, yes, the man was one of the greatest of all time in his prime. But the man does not train with elite fighters. Unlike Max Holloway. Max Holloway is, he's not afraid to get tested in the gym. And that's actually something that Conor, criticized Ilia Topuria after he lost to Gaethje. He was like, you gotta some guys gotta put it on you in the gym for you to get better. But Conor, are you doing the same? I'm sure that Conor is bringing in some good Irish talent, but is he bringing in UFC level guys? No. Because if he actually did bring in some UFC guys, he would tell us, he would show us. We know that Conor McGregor loves nothing more than to show off. But the reason why he never shows off who he's sparring is because, he doesn't spar any notable names. And what's interesting actually about the situation? I don't believe that this will play it will play a factor, but it will not be the end-all be-all when it comes to the outcome of this fight. I'm picking Max Holloway to knock out Conor McGregor. Conor not sparring elite guys is only one of the million reasons why I'm not picking him. I've said this in another video that I made, which is, you gotta favor Max because of 3 factors. The first factor that we gotta talk about is the resume, beautiful people. Aside from 20-year-old Max Holloway, Conor McGregor has 0 wins over any UFC fighters on the roster. It's crazy. Unlike Max Holloway, he has many victories over guys in the roster like Yair Rodriguez, Ortega, like Andre Fili. But most importantly, he has victories over pound-for-pound champions. A couple of years ago, he scored a victory over the number 4 pound-for-pound fighter right now, and the current undisputed lightweight champion of the world, Justin Gaethje. He didn't just beat him. He knocked him out. He put him to sleep. Still, until this day, he's the only man to ever put Justin Gaethje to sleep. Has a victory over the current BMF champion of the world and top 15 pound-for-pound fighter, Charles Oliveira. Also, arguably has a victory over the number 2 pound-for-pound fighter on the planet and the greatest featherweight of all time, Alexander Volkanovski. That second fight, say whatever you want, Max Holloway won that fight. And that is why they fought for a 3rd time immediately, is because that second fight was everything but conclusive for Volkanovski. Max won that fight, wobbled Volkanovski, dropped him twice, stuffed many takedowns. Listen, Max won that fight. So you see the level of the resume, how it's aging, especially when you talk about this era. That shows you that Conor, aside from Max, the man who he is fighting, he hasn't beat anyone from this era. Since November 2016, nearly 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago, yeah, like 10 years ago, Conor has only scored 2 wins in the UFC. Eddie Alvarez, man who was tailor-made for him, and Donald Cerrone, who got knocked out by Conor. Cerrone admitted that he lost before making the walk. He said the moment broke him. He did not want to be there. And he retired the year after I believe losing 4 fights in a row. That's the first factor, the resume, how it's aging versus this era. Another thing, beautiful people, the styles. Conor will be stuck in styles. We see him, with the training footage, high guard, aggressive, juggernaut, heavy boxing stance style. Will he use that style? Or will he bring back the old Conor McGregor, the karate stance, light on his feet style? Or will he use the style that beat Max the first time? And that is the same style that got Max defeated in his last fight a couple of months ago versus Charles Oliveira, grappling him. Yes, Conor can take Max down. But this is a 5-round fight. And Conor does not have the same stamina as Oliveira. And with Conor being out of the ring for exactly half a decade, he will have an adrenaline dump. He might take Max down in the middle of the first round. I'll tell you what he's going to do. Exactly. He's going to try to play the long game, his old style. Gets tired a bit. Will get back to his heavy boxing style that he implemented in the second Dustin Poirier fight, which, spends less energy. And then, the moment Max starts to have success on the feet, Conor will try to take him down. But you can only do it for so long. This is a 5-round fight. Max does not have better stamina than... Conor does not have better stamina than Max Holloway. This is the second factor. And the third factor is the most important factor, beautiful people. Your life outside the cage. All Max does, train, spend time with his family, and play video games, Shout out to Max Holloway. Real life badass. While on the other hand, ever since Conor got famous, for the past 11, 12 years, he seems to be doing more partying than spending time with the family or training. He's everywhere but in the gym. And I mean in the gym, getting elite work. Not just staying active in the gym, staying in shape. The man is an athlete, of course he's going to stay in shape. But he drinks. And Max does not drink. And drinking damages 2 things mainly: your liver and your nervous system. Nervous system, his reaction time will not be as sharp, especially when you add half a decade layoff. And the liver, Conor's liver is so damaged from every single shot of alcohol, every single milli of alcohol will show up in this fight. And with Max having the best body kick with zero telegraph, violent. I mean, that's what won him the last fight versus Dustin Poirier, Dustin's retirement fight. Max destroyed him with the body kick. But the reason why he wasn't really putting much into it is because Dustin is a southpaw and his lead hand is his power hand. So Max was worried about getting countered with a check hook, but Conor does not have power in his right hand the same way that he has in his left hand. And same goes for Dustin. Dustin doesn't have the same power in his backhand, the same as his lead hand. So Max will be throwing, Max will be throwing that body kick like there's no tomorrow. It's because he's not worried about getting countered with what's close to him, which is Conor's lead hand. So what more can I say, beautiful people? Those three things, those three factors alone give me confidence to pick Max. But when you add in Max bringing in a guy who was on the pound for pound list 8 months ago, he was top 10 pound for pound. Max is sparring him. Who's Conor sparring? Nobody in the UFC. Nobody in the pound for pound rankings. Nobody elite. We see the videos of him beating up kids, in the gym. It's like, these things will show. And I believe when you combine all these factors together, that is the secret weapon that Max Holloway will use to knock out the notorious Conor McGregor.